Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating moment where politics meets global sports dominance. The time Donald Trump was reportedly left stunned by the presence of Lionel Messi at the White House. This isn't just a simple meeting story. It's about influence, perception, and what happens when two completely different kinds of power collide in one room. The White House has always been more than just a political building. It's a global stage. Over the decades, it has hosted presidents, kings, celebrities, athletes, and world leaders. But not every visit carries the same energy. When someone like Lionel Messi enters that environment, the atmosphere shifts. You're not just looking at a footballer. You're looking at a global phenomenon. Lionel Messi is widely considered one of the greatest athletes of all time. His influence stretches across continents. From Europe to South America, from Asia to Africa, his name represents excellence, discipline, and consistency at the highest level. Stadiums fill because of him. Brands build campaigns around him. Entire generations grow up watching him. On the other side, Donald Trump built his identity through business, media, and eventually politics. Known for his strong personality, confidence, and ability to command attention, Trump operates in a world where perception is everything. Power, negotiation, and presence define his environment. So what happens when these two worlds meet? The story suggests that Trump was genuinely surprised, even shocked by Messi. But this reaction likely wasn't about disbelief. It was about recognition. Recognition of a different kind of dominance. In politics, power is measured through influence, policy, and leadership. In sports, it's measured through performance, consistency, and global admiration. Messi represents the peak of that second world. Imagine the moment. A formal setting inside the White House. Officials moving around. Security tight. Everything structured and controlled. Then Messi walks in. Calm. Quiet. No need for loud statements. No need to demand attention. Yet somehow, all eyes naturally shift toward him. That's the kind of presence that can catch anyone off guard. What makes this even more interesting is the contrast in personalities. Trump is known for being outspoken, expressive, and highly visible. Messi, by contrast, is reserved, focused, and often lets his actions speak louder than words. When these two personalities meet, the difference becomes instantly noticeable. But beyond personality, there's something deeper happening here. The realization of global reach. While Trump's influence is massive, especially within political and business circles, Messi's reach extends into everyday life for billions of people. Football is the world's most popular sport, and Messi sits at the very top of it. In many parts of the world, Messi's name is recognized instantly, even by people who may not follow politics closely. That level of universal recognition is rare. It's a different form of power, a cultural power. Moments like this highlight how influence works in the modern world. It's no longer limited to governments or corporations. Athletes, entertainers, and creators now hold massive global attention. And when that attention enters a political space like the White House, it creates a unique dynamic. Another factor that could explain the shock is the sheer humility Messi carries. Despite his achievements, he doesn't project dominance through words. He doesn't rely on dramatic gestures. His confidence is quiet. And sometimes that quiet confidence can be more powerful than anything else. For someone like Trump, who has spent decades around high-profile individuals, encountering a figure who commands global respect without trying too hard can be striking. It challenges expectations. There's also the symbolic weight of the moment. The White House represents political authority. Messi represents global cultural influence. When both stand in the same room, it becomes more than just a meeting. It becomes a reflection of how different forms of power coexist in today's world. Of course, it's important to understand that stories like this are often amplified online. Words like shocked are used to create excitement and draw attention. The actual moment may have been more subtle, a look of surprise, a moment of admiration, or simply an acknowledgement of greatness. But even without exaggeration, the idea of this interaction is powerful. It reminds us that greatness is not limited to one field. Trump reached the top of business and politics. Messi reached the absolute peak of global sports. Both required discipline, strategy, and the ability to perform under pressure. Another interesting angle is how both figures handle pressure differently. Trump thrives in high-stakes negotiations and public debates. Messi thrives in high-pressure matches where millions are watching. Different arenas, same intensity. And when individuals who operate at that level meet, there's often a mutual understanding, even if it's unspoken. The moment also shows how sports can bridge gaps. Football connects people across cultures, languages, and borders. Messi, as one of its greatest ambassadors, carries that connection wherever he goes. Bringing that into a political space creates a blend of worlds that rarely overlap so directly. Now, let's go even deeper into what this moment represents behind the scenes. When global figures like Lionel Messi enter political spaces, they don't just bring fame, they bring influence that governments cannot easily replicate. Messi's presence alone can shift media attention instantly. News outlets, fans, and social platforms all focus on the same moment at once. That kind of attention is powerful, and it's something even political leaders recognize. For Donald Trump, who understands branding and media better than most, encountering someone who commands that level of global attention without even trying can be impressive. It's a different style of dominance, one built on performance rather than messaging. There's also a generational factor. Younger audiences across the world are often more connected to athletes and entertainers than to political leaders. Messi represents inspiration, success, and dedication in a way that feels personal to fans. That emotional connection is something politics rarely achieves at the same level. And that's why moments like this matter. They show how influence is shifting in the modern world. It's no longer just about authority. It's about connection. Another layer to consider is legacy. Both Trump and Messi are legacy-driven figures, but in completely different ways. If you enjoyed this deep dive into a moment where two powerful worlds collided, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content on global influence, elite lifestyles, and iconic figures. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think has more global influence? Political leaders or sports legends? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.